fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing? Today we're gonna be testing out a full face of what is new at the drugstore. I went to Ulta and I only shopped the drugstore side. I did look on the other side, but honestly nothing was really grabbing my attention. And then I also grabbed a few things from Target, so I thought we could go ahead and test everything out together. I've just been really enjoying trying more drugstore makeup recently, and I have found some holy grails and just products I can't stop reaching for from the drugstore in the last few months. So I'm really excited and I'm hoping that we have some winners here today. So we do have a few different like base priming products. And if y'all have been keeping up with my videos, you know I have not been about the primer life, but somehow I got sucked into a lot of different primers. So I grabbed the Wet n Wild Glass Correct primer and base, and this is also a green color corrector. And I don't feel like I have like a crazy amount of redness in my skin, but just something about like a glass corrector. Like I was like, is it gonna be glowy? Is it gonna be beautiful? Like, I don't know, it just sounded nice and it was super affordable. I also picked up the Wet n Wild Essence Primer and Finishing Powder. It says that it smooths, conditions, refines pores, balances. And because it says primer on it, I was like, is this supposed to go under makeup? I don't know. I don't exactly know how to use this, but I was intrigued. And then I also picked up the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer with niacinamide. I have never really been into grippy primers, but I'm definitely curious to give this a try because I saw a video from Nicole Concilio where she was just using this primer like right here on her nose to keep her makeup from sticking to her sunglasses, which is like my biggest makeup fault. I feel like I'll have like the most beautiful, glowy, perfected skin, and then every time I take off my sunglasses I'm like doing this, like trying to blend it out because I know that it looks bad. So I really want to follow her TikTok video and try that out, so that's why I grabbed this. And then lastly, for underneath foundation, I also grabbed the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. So I know this isn't super brand new, but I've always been like kind of hesitant to try it because I felt like online the shade looked really bronzy, but I feel like I might be able to make it work. It doesn't look that far off from my Morganite shade from Auric, so because I saw it in person, I was like, I may as well just give this a chance. I love adding in a glowy product to my foundations. Yeah, I'm slightly overwhelmed on what to start with. Maybe let's do the Glass Correct first and then just see how we feel. The only thing I have on my face right now is just a little bit of moisturizer from Milk Makeup. It's my go-to. I'll show you because it's so good. Just super, super hydrating. Believe it or not, I've never used a straight up green primer like this before. Actually, have I? Okay, my memory's going. I'm like, I feel like someone's gonna pull up a video that I did in like 2015. Like, you used a green primer, but I don't have any recollection. That's all I know. It does feel super moisturizing, but I don't know if that's just because I already have moisturizer on my face. I also don't know that it like made a difference. My face almost looks more red, but that might just be because I'm like rubbing it in. I don't know the entire video like off the top of my head that I'm like referring to about the like little nose trick, but just for the heck of it, just to test out another product in this video, let's do a little tiny bit of this on my nose. I'm just gonna go in just a little tiny bit and we'll put it right on the nose right here. And just see if this makes a difference. I will definitely wear some sunglasses. I'll let you guys know if this actually made a difference. I think I'm gonna do a little swatch of this real quick just so we can see what the shade looks like. If it's gonna match my skin tone. I mean, I feel like it's just like a little tiny bit darker than my skin tone, but definitely not bad. Let's just go ahead and try some on the skin. Just throwing a little bit underneath, just like I would with the Auric Glow Lust. Oops. And I just dropped some on my pants. Perfect. Don't know that I love the applicator. I feel like a pump is just so much easier, especially when you're mixing it in with foundation. Okay, we'll blend that in. Very golden, very warm. I definitely wouldn't wear this on its own, and I also don't know that I'll be able to just use it as a straight up liquid highlighter because I think it might be a little bit too deep for that on my skin tone. I mean, I feel like it feels good, like it added some glow, but I think it's just gonna take time for me to like test this out and see how I feel about it because it is much, much more affordable than the Auric Glow Lust, but the Auric Glow Lust has like a very special place in my heart. So for foundation, I went ahead and picked up the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. And this really grabbed my attention because, I don't know, I feel like it's very bold to claim that a skin tint is gonna last for 24 hours because personally I feel like if I'm wearing a skin tint, it does not normally last as well as like a regular foundation, but I'm all about it. So I grabbed the shade 110, which was just the lightest shade. I don't know if I'm supposed to shake this or anything. It's very liquidy. Go ahead and drop some on my face. Ooh, it might even be a little too light for me. Actually, that might be perfect mixed in with the e.l.f. Glow. Okay. Again, not like a huge fan of the application. I don't know. I just want everything to be a pump these days. Funny because that's not even that bad of an applicator. I remember when the L'Oreal True Match used to be like one of the only foundations in the drugstore that I could actually get a shade match from. And like I would sit there and just like do this as hard as possible on the back of my hand to get the last bit of foundation out because it didn't have a pump or anything. You just had to shake it out. It was awful. But anyways, just gonna go ahead and start blending that in. Okay, that had more coverage than I was expecting. Like I feel like that one drop just took care of half my face. I feel like the shade looks good. Something is bothering my skin because it just started itching really bad. Ooh, lordy. Okay. I feel like this is one of those videos where it's like more fun than anything because I just tried so many things on my face that like I can't say exactly where the glow is coming from, or if I truly like any product by itself. I just need to put them into my normal routine and see the difference that they make. But altogether, I feel like it looks really pretty right now. Minus my skin itching. I'm like just tapping right here because it's so uncomfortable. So I don't have a new concealer to try today, but I do have two favorites from the drugstore that I've been going for recently. I have the Flower Beauty Get Real Serum Concealer, which I feel like is really pretty. And then I also have the Thread Cover It Multi-Use Complexion Fluid. And I feel like these definitely have different vibes. I feel like the Thread goes with this look a little bit more because it's a little bit more soft and glowy and just more like skin tinty concealer. Like it still has good coverage, but this is definitely a little bit more brightening, a little bit more glam. So I'm gonna go for this one today. I personally have not seen a single person on YouTube talking about this concealer other than me. I mean, I haven't like searched it out, but just from like the people that I watch, I have not seen anything. And I'm kind of shook because it is so good and so beautiful on the skin and only $8. So if you have a Target near you, I highly recommend trying it out. Especially if you like a glowy, just natural looking concealer. I'm just going in with a sponge that's honestly dry as the desert, but that's because I'm too lazy to go wet it. I'm also just gonna take whatever's left over on that sponge and just go across my eyelids. Also grabbed the e.l.f. Contour Halo Glow Beauty Wand in the shade Fair Light. I just thought that the shade on this looked really nice, like just a good contouring shade. And personally, I've never ever been tempted to buy the Charlotte Tilbury version of this. There's something about this applicator that just kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies, which is why I've never even considered buying the more expensive version, but I'm just gonna kind of squeeze that, I guess. Okay. Huh. Okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just dot that around my face, just where I would normally put bronzer. It's like I know bronzer and contour is not the same thing, but I'm just so lazy these days that it's like one or the other. There's no in between. I feel like this could potentially be nice for like adding a little bit of something on your nose, like just like with the shape of it. Oh God. Even though obviously you can tell that I never do that. Let's not think about it too much. I'm just gonna start blending that in with my foundation brush, which is what I typically do with like whatever cream bronzer that I'm using. I feel like it's been so long since I used a cool tone contour. I mean, I do feel like that looks good. I'm just used to seeing myself with something more bronzy now. I mean, that's blending in really well. It's more on the subtle side, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I like a cream bronzer that blends in super easy. I'm not mad at that at all. So I don't have a brand new anything to try for eyeshadow. I did look, I was like scouring the drugstore for something eyeshadow that grabbed my attention, but honestly nothing did. The only thing I noticed is that the ColourPop Smoke and Roses palette is available in person. Oh my god, I almost just, well, I did hit myself in the head with that. It's available in person at Ulta. So I was like, oh, well, I've only used that once. Like, why don't I go ahead and use that in the look today? I mean, I want to do something so simple, so easy, like a 2 shadow look or something like that. Like, I'm not trying to go all out. It's a lazy makeup kind of day. Let's also grab the Desert Lights palette from Flower Beauty. If you haven't seen the video, I did do a whole video on these Flower Beauty palettes, but I purchased these because I was told that they're better than indie eyeshadows, and they are really good. So maybe we can incorporate, I'm thinking like this soft pink in the look today. Let's see. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go into this matte. Oh my god, what is wrong with me today? I'm gonna go into this matte right here called Best Shot, and I'm just gonna throw that through my entire crease just with a giant fluffy brush. This is such a pretty matte shade. I'm also grabbing that on a flat eyeliner brush and just bringing that shade along the lower lash line as well. The inner corner, I'm gonna go into this like silvery shade right here called One Love. Popping that right here for a little brightness. And then let's grab this pink shade right here because it is so cute. And I'm just gonna pop that all over the lid. I think I'm also gonna take a touch of that silver and just like pop it on the center of the lid just to kind of add a little extra dimension. So for mascara, I was definitely on the hunt for the e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara. This is the curling and lifting version. I got a recommendation from y'all that this is just like the roller lash from Benefit and that it was worth the try, so I wanted to test it out. I did grab the shade Black. I have it online at Ulta, but I was only able to find it in person at Target. I mean, it's just like a pink and black mascara, pretty simple packaging. Here's what the wand looks like. I like it because it's a little bit of like a smaller, precise wand. Let's go ahead and just add that on. Okay, right away I feel like it's giving more length than volume. I feel like this one I could see reaching for the lower lashes, and because it is so affordable, I wouldn't feel like guilty for having a lower lash mascara, because there's been some mascaras that I really enjoyed, but then like the thought of buying them just for the lower lash line when they're $20+ just seemed like too much for me. I mean, I feel like it looks nice, but it's just not as good as the Maybelline Falsies Surreal Mascara. I feel like this is my new holy grail. It just does everything that I want. So there is one coat on both sides. I feel like it looks good, but I'm not like overwhelmingly impressed. This next product, I don't know that it's necessarily like new, but I haven't tried anything from this brand before. I saw it at Ulta and I thought the shade was really pretty, so it just grabbed my attention. This is the Undone Beauty Lip to Cheek palette. It says it's a glow-giving coconut extract 3-in-1 color cream. And I grabbed the shade Bubble because it's like the cutest hot pink. I feel like on camera, it's almost like coming off a little bit more rosy, but I feel like in person, it is very, very true pink. Oh, wait, tell me why I didn't even notice that. Because of the way that the packaging was, I thought that the line was on here, but it's actually like 3 different shades, 3 different hues, just slightly. I don't know how I missed that. I mean, I guess I could swatch them individually. They're all pretty similar, so it seems kind of silly to have like 3 different rows. They do feel, oh yeah, there's a slight difference happening there. They feel very thick. Like they feel like a lip product more than like a cheek product, which I know that they're technically both, but I was hoping to use it as blush. So let's just, I'm just gonna kind of mix them together because like personally, I don't see myself using them individually just because it's kind of a really small little line. I'm just gonna pick that up with my sponge. Ooh, I don't know if I did too much. Okay. I mean, the color is really pretty. Oh lordy. Why do I always do this? That's what I want to know. Like something about hot pink blush has me here every time. Okay, so I'm gonna put the sponge down because there's like way too much product on that, and I'm gonna go into my foundation brush, just see if we can blend that in a little bit more. It's kind of staying exactly where I put it though, because it is very thick. I don't know, I might need to mess around with how I apply that a little bit more. Like it has a pretty glow. It just looks so streaky. It's my fault, honestly. I just wasn't expecting it to be that pigmented. So I don't know, let's try a little bit of this e.l.f. highlighter on top because I don't have another highlighter to try necessarily. And I'm just kind of curious. Just blend that in with my foundation brush over top. And I think my cheeks look okay, but I'm not like obsessed with the overall look, but I also feel like it was very much user error. So I'll have to try that out a little bit more, but also just the texture from the beginning, it's very, very thick. So yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. And then I also picked up the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder, which I don't think that this is new by any means. Okay, that is pretty hard to open. It was like getting stuck, but I picked this up because it's like this brightening, slightly yellow tinted powder. And I used to love the Anastasia contour kit, mixing the yellow powder with like the really bright like vanilla powder and using that underneath my eyes. I also just wanted something to set underneath my eyes and brighten up, and I don't know, just try something different with my makeup because I have not been into powder for a really long time and I don't have anything quite like this, and it was super affordable, so like it's an easy thing to try something different with. So I mean, I'm kind of, I don't know, I feel like I should kind of powder my face with this and then powder my under eyes with this to try both out. I'm just gonna grab a BK Beauty 110 brush and just tap that in. So I will say it's not looking yellow underneath the eyes, but I don't know that it's brightening a whole bunch. It looks like it's kind of just setting. And then let's go in with the Wet n Wild powder, which I need to try multiple ways. Like I am curious to try it as a base. It's very pale, actually. Actually, it might be paler than the Brighten Up powder. Like look how bright that is. Huh. Okay, let me just swatch this in comparison. Oh, that's very transparent. So the Brighten Up powder you literally can't see, and then the Wet n Wild one does have a little bit of like a brightness to it. Maybe let me just, ooh, but it got very powdery. Okay, let me just try a little bit of that. Oh yeah, see, that's more of the look that I wanted. Just like a little bit of extra brightness. I don't know who I am going in with 2 layers of powder. I'm gonna look like the Crypt Keeper. And then I also picked up a gloss from Maybelline. This is their Lifter Gloss in the shade 012 Opal. I feel like I've seen so many people using these and talking about these, and this shade just got me. I don't know if you guys can see. It has like the prettiest, like glowy, glittery, just color to it. I was in Ulta just like staring at it like, okay, I think that I need to put that on my lips. So it's kind of like a pinky peachy shade. I don't know, what really got me is just the glitter. Even though I'm not even a glitter lip girl. Ooh, it smells really good. Okay, it's pretty sheer, but very glossy. It looks really pretty. I really, really like the way that looks. It's so juicy. I don't know, I just love a good glossy gloss. Like something that just looks wet on the lips. I feel like there's way too many glosses out there that just kind of like add a little shine, but they don't look like, which I mean, I guess like everyone has personal preference, but this is mine. Something I cannot put on right now, but I thought I would share with y'all is that I've been obsessed with press-on nails. I'm wearing some right now, and I have finally, through tips from so many different women, got like the perfect application process down to where they actually last and stay on my nails. And now that I feel confident I can make them last a little bit longer, I have just been running to every nail display, every store that I go to. So from Target, I got these from Olive & June, which is like my favorite brand. They're just really, really good. But look how cute these are. They're little like French tip nails with strawberries on them. Come on. Like summer in a nail. The ones I'm wearing right now are also Olive & June. They're like a little French tip with like pastel rainbow happening. And then I got this pair, which is kind of out there for me, but I just thought they were so cute. Look at these little cow nails. Like, come on. I think Impress, you're a lot, like they have a sticker that you take off and press on, but I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna use glue and do my whole process, but like, I don't know, I'm down for some cow nails. And then I also got these Kiss Bare But Better nails, which are like these like really pretty kind of like muted pinky shade. They're very natural. I don't know, something about them I thought was really, really cute. So those are the pairs I picked up, and that is everything from the drugstore. This is the finished look, and I really do like how it turned out overall. I feel like I need to put all these products to the test so much more in so many different ways. But first impression, I feel like this skin tint looked really pretty. I'm really, really excited to test that out more and just see how it goes. I'm also more excited about the Wet n Wild powder than the Essence one. This one is more sheer than I was expecting, and this has like a little pretty brightness to it, so it might be exactly what I needed. The Undone Beauty like little lip cheek trio, I'm undecided, honestly. The gloss is beautiful, like about to go in my purse kind of moment. And then what else did we try? I also liked the contour shade from e.l.f. a lot. This I'm curious to try more, but I'm like, again, kind of indifferent. I'm a little bit indifferent towards this glass primer as well. I don't know that it did anything. And then the roller lash I think is pretty, but I like the Falsies Surreal more. So we'll see how I feel when I keep using it. But also, like I said, I could just see reaching for this for my lower lashes. And okay, I think that's everything I tried. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any current favorites from the drugstore, feel free to recommend them to me. I'd love to try them out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.